These are the new ALCEDO ONE 90 millimeters. So this is a skate that I helped design. It just came out and I have nothing to do with this brand. By the way, this is not a review. This is not a review. This is me sharing opinions about a skate that I helped designing called ALCEDO ONE 90 millimeters. Let's talk about it. Okay, so now we got this here, the ALCEDO ONE 90. I have skated this skate from the very first prototype. I actually tested it when it was just a 3D printed mold in size 41-42. I'm a 275 millimeters and I'm using a size 41-42. The reason why I'm saying that this is not a review, it's obviously biased, as I was someone who worked on the design of this skate. I also worked on the design of the brand ALCEDO from a very early stage, but we couldn't come to an agreement on how to work. So yeah, ALCEDO went its own way and I work with Flying Eagle nowadays. So no hard feelings about this brand. In fact, I wanted to make this video and I wanted to share with you guys some opinions about this. And I'm going to start by saying that they actually feel really good. Now, just notice that on the first time, I don't know if the plastic is a little bit too soft or if I went against something very hard. But here's a couple of things that I really like about this skate. It's a free skate without a slider. I keep on saying that a slider it's not needed. Come on, most people do not change the slider. And why would you have the slider here if a lot of the people that use free skates for slalom or for freestyle tricks, they do those crow or the corfu, the one that you go here and you also open a hole here. Why would you have the slider just here, you know? So at the end of the day, I really like the clean look without the slider. It has a shock absorber, but the shock absorber is not noticeable here. It has a very clean branding. It's impossible not to see the resemblance to the Next. There's this line across. The Next has it mainly in the front. If you look from the top, you may see some resemblance with some other skates because of its square part here, a little bit like the Twister. But to be honest, this is a brand that it's owned by the same guys that have Micro Skate, and I know that this skate was made with the inside of the Micro MT Plus as the base. So it's a skate that fits very comfortable to a lot of people, even people with wider foot. So in that sense, I really like it. It has a couple of different things. So example, the way that you can bring the cuff up and down. There's like 3 different levels. There's something like this that go 1, 2, 3. You can change to 3 different levels. Right now it's in the middle. You can put it lower or higher. And it's also the same system, kind of like a denting system, that also allows you to bring the frame forward or backwards. There's like a sliding slot with 3 different levels. I've never tested this frame. This frame was originally designed to be something very different. The first time that I made this frame was with Hammer, the German, which is actually my favorite wizard skater of all time. He doesn't really skate, from what I know, that much, but if you go on this channel quite back, you'll see Hammer. And we tried to design a frame for Min that was 125, 125, 125 and 100 as a second wheel. That has a similar design with this, but it didn't really work, that frame. You wonder why. It didn't really work, so we ended up using the same design, like a clean aesthetic with this line for 80 millimeters and for a 90. I've tested the 80 before, I enjoy it. It's flat 80, this is flat 90, and I like it. These that you see here, this logo, this was a logo, this thing that looks like a speed bump inverted. It was supposed to be like this. This was a logo that was supposed to be the ALCEDO logo that was designed by Cody Lampman. True. You worked with me on the design of the brand, and the whole thing didn't went the way we wanted, and we ended up hiring someone else also in the US, Corey Buller, to design the logo for this company. The buckle is a memory buckle. This was designed by me, and yes, it's very similar to the Roches one. From what I know, Roches, after 20 years of patent, the patent was not a thing anymore, so we were able to do the memory buckle, and we did it because it's simply the best, period. Now this one on the other side can be, meaning that this one is a normal buckle, so you can just take this buckle and put it on any other skate, which is a cool thing. As you can see here, this is the side of the buckle. You can use this buckle on any other skate, which is really, really cool. Color-wise, I've never seen this color before. I knew about the black one. That was the one that I skated, including I made a video in China. I don't know if ALCEDO is going to use this video ever, because I work with a different brand. We are in a good place, but yeah, I don't know if they're ever going to use that video or not. But the white one is something that I have not seen before. I like it. It kind of reminds me of the old USD Dustin Latimer, the Tron. I like the color. It's gray. The white is a little bit of off-white, more into a grayish, like light gray. Really like it. The wheels, I don't know, man. These wheels feel a little bit too hard to me. I kind of feel like the hub on these wheels are too big. So the wheel is really fast, also really stiff. I don't know if I'm saying something wrong, but it feels to me like this hub is a hub that could be used on a 100 millimeter wheel. In this case, used on the 90s, meaning that the tire is not too big, so it's not very comfortable. But I can't really complain about it. The wheel is fast. The bearings, these are twin cam. I think they are ILQ9s. I may be saying ILQ7 bearings from twin cam. So these are really good bearings. Nothing to complain here. If you look at these, you'll see there's no bumps here in the back. In the front, there's one solid bump. So the whole idea with these was probably in the future turn it into an aggressive skate. I don't think ALCEDO is going to make it, because ALCEDO is supposed to be an urban skating brand. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. So yeah, one more thing, the liner. Obviously, just like a lot of other brands out there, resembling a little bit the Intuition liners. The materials are these hard foams. You can even see this thing here. I was not on the final design of the liner, but I do like the liner, especially for a stock skate. This is the skate that it's supposed to be cost on the low 200s. I think it's 220 if I'm not mistaken. On the inside you can see there's some protection for the cuff bolts. Let me see the shock absorber. It's a solid piece. You know, on the first ones that we had, they had like holes and they were not really working. This one is a solid piece, maybe a little bit too stiff. I can hardly hit it. I can hardly squish it. Maybe a little bit too stiff, but I don't really do gaps. So I'm not the right guy to test that. And let me just put this back on. And this is it. The ALCEDO ONE 80. This could have been my brand. it's not. I know that they are going to come out with other skates. We worked on something else. For those of you that kept on asking me about the carbon skate that I used to skate with, maybe wait a little bit longer, and that's about what I can tell you. Once again, not a review, biased but not. This is it. Just wanted to share with you guys what's happening. ALCEDO ONE 90mm skate. Cheers, and like I always say, don't forget why we all started skating, and that is because it's fun. And I am off to China.